What's up, guys? Whoa, rotate back, it says. Okay. Hey, guys, what's up? I am going live once again to talk about the quarterfinals that happened just last weekend, as well as the Tawarton race and everything that's going on in college lacrosse. It has been quite a crazy week, lots of upsets, which I think is super exciting for the sport. Having different teams win and battle it out can only make the sport better. Shows that the growth of the game is really going far. And it should be an exciting weekend up in Foxborough. But we're not talking about that right now. That's Friday. We're talking about the weekend recap and quarterfinal madness. So first game I want to talk about, USC versus BC. That was a game I thought could go either way, but I'm not too surprised that BC did very well. They are a strong team through and through. USC held with them, again, very well coached. Lots of US teammates on that team. They came in with a strong game plan. I just think BC is very, very talented. Kenzie Kent is a force to be reckoned with, and that team did very well. So BC is on to its first Final Four ever, which is really, really cool. Flip side of that, Navy beating UNC. Wow. Congrats to them. Cindy Timshaw's former Maryland coach, so I've worked a lot of camps for her, know her pretty well. She's an awesome coach, legendary coach, and they completely played their game plan to a T, at least from an outsider's perspective. They were fast, they were aggressive, they hung with them, and they weren't scared. And I think that's something that a team like UNC of that caliber has going for them, is that a lot of teams are scared of them. And Navy wasn't. They came out, they went hard, they pushed the tempo, created so many chances, and hung on to it. So congrats to them for making their first ever Final Four as well. They'll be heading up to Foxborough to play against BC in the second matchup on Friday night at 7:30. That should be quite an interesting game, which I'm excited to actually see in person. So, also side note, Navy's I'm really excited to see what Navy wears to their Final Four banquet. Usually teams are in like dresses and whatnot, but I have a feeling Navy's going to be in their dress whites or whatever dress uniform they wear, which I think is just really cool. So I'm excited to see pictures of those from my sister. Again, congrats BC and Navy. Other side, Princeton versus Penn State. That was a 2-goal game like I predicted. I finally got something right. That was a back and forth game. Curran texted me during that, was like, this is like tennis. This is ping pong. And it was. Tons of different lead changes, tons of awesome play on both sides. Penn State in the end just seemed to hang on to it for a little longer. Chloe, what's wrong? Penn State just hung on. I think the big difference was draw controls, and I think another big difference was Madison Carter. I think she and Katie O'Donnell did extremely well for them on the draw circle, in the 8, offensively, and I think they were the difference maker. So Penn State is going to the Final Four as well, second year in a row, which is really exciting for them, really exciting for Missy Doherty and the Nittany Lions. And the last matchup, Stony Brook versus Maryland. Wow. I was not at the game, so I was getting texts and I was following Twitter and I was watching on BTN to go, and that was a nerve-wracking one as a Maryland fan. Stony Brook came out and they did extremely well. They are a very good team. They hit Maryland's weaknesses. They stuck with it the entire game, and I thought for the first time in a long time that they had them beat. But, Maryland is a team that is so athletic, and they're just a great unit. They all fight for one another, and rewatching it, you could just tell that they didn't give up. Every game, every goal, they just reset. It was on to the next one. It's tough when you're down by 4 or 5 to not think about plays 6 or 7 minutes ahead. You have to get one goal at a time, and they did that. So again, credit to Stony Brook for playing a good a great game, but Maryland came back and fought it out in the end, and that's who matters, is the one who wins when 60 minutes expires. And luckily for all my fellow alums and all the Terp fans out there, it was them. Kylie, again, did extremely well. She showed why she has put up so many points. She's a very talented attacker, so credit to her. Interesting thing about that game that a lot of people are talking about is the fouls, the big foul differential in that. And I think as an outsider, having never really played against Stony Brook, the only thing I can say is that they just hung out in the 8. And when you're playing a zone, it's easier to get 3 seconds. And I haven't watched the whole game, so I don't know how many 3 seconds calls they got, how many shooting spaces they got called as a result of being in their zone. But I would have to imagine that's a lot, which is, I think, some of the reason behind the foul discrepancy. But again, I'm not an official ref or an official counter, so there's just my 2 cents. So quarterfinals are up. It is BC versus Navy on one side and Penn State versus Maryland on another. Switching gears a little. Oh no, going live. Come on. There we go. Sorry, guys. Switching gears a little bit. We're going to talk about the Taunton race. This was the weekend where 5 Taunton nominees started, and there's only 2 left. Left to win the national championship. Let's see. Olivia Homp played against Penn State. Had a very great game, I think, in my opinion, but they just didn't come out on top. Kylie Miller had another great game, but they won't be making it to Final Four either. Excuse me. And then Marie McCool from UNC. Again, they just didn't make it to Final Four, so those 3 are out. I thought we'd be seeing a lot more Taunton finalists in the Final Four, but now there's only 2, Zoe and Nadine from Maryland. So in terms of the Taunton race, I honestly think it's right now between Kylie and Zoe. Kylie has a lot more points than Zoe, but Zoe's more of an all-around player, partially because she plays midfield. So I think if Maryland wins the national championship, Zoe has it. If they don't, I don't know. It's a tight race. So we'll see where that's concerned, but there's my prediction so far. I think it's down to 2 girls at the moment, just from past experience. So that's my quarterfinal review. That is my Taunton race update. But make sure you tune in Friday, because I will not only be doing a Final Four preview and who I think will be hoisting the trophy on Sunday, but I'm going to give you a little U.S. preview, because guess what? Team USA is coming back together one last time before we head overseas to England. So I'm super excited to see them. Thanks for watching. Bye.